Systems Dayton. I'm their MSD startup guy and warranty. This is Ron Miller. He's with our control department. We'll be going over operation and maintenance and controls over all your equipment and PRNS. I guess we'll start down here with the exhaust fans.
109.
Majority are done by motor starters.
This is 109.
Exhaust fan S109. We can go up to the roof. I can't. There's some that are belt driven and others that are direct drive with VFDs up on the roof inside the housing. Ron will be able to tell you which ones, how they're being controlled, if they have an auto state. But majority starters have a handoff auto switch. Others have this key interlock.
Circle back. VFDs on the roof. What kind of meters do you have in the box?
These are all made to be out in the elements. Yaskawa drives on the exhaust fans.
Okay.
They're protected from the weather from the top housing, so they're not actually. You have to disassemble the unit to get to the VFD. Do you have anything to add on the exhaust fans, Ron?
No, just in the high bay areas, there's a few of them that are run by NO2 CO sensors. So if we pick up too high of a level, the exhaust fan kicks on.
Is any of this tied into control systems so that we can see and verify whether it's on or off, running or not?
Yes, they will all be. There's no graphics yet, but they are all tied into the system. We monitor status on everything, so we can at least report the status. And then we also have a fault system set up to where if it's enabled and there's no status, you'll get an alarm that the fan is not working.
Correct.
Okay.
How do the alarms send out?
We haven't done anything yet, but we can either do them we can either do it on the page, on the graphic, or they can be emailed, but I haven't gotten any word on that yet, who would be on the list and all that. We can do email, we can do
Text? It'd be me.
no, I don't think we can do text at this time. Text causes some issues with phones
Sure does.
and people don't like it. So I can tell you they really don't like me in text.
Okay.
Can you tell us which ones are controlled by the idiot buttons?
I don't have the list in front of me. There's
But in
probably
this space, we've got idiot buttons where we can do the generalized exhaust. There's a general exhaust, but then there are individual exhausts that the teacher can hit the button to manually operate.
there are some of those, but I
Yes.
believe that those are primarily on the exhaust system for the hose exhaust. I believe those are.
Yep.
But I'd have to sit down with the schedule and look at it and tell you which one's which. There's, I think, like 30 in this area.
Are they with a predetermined runtime?
It is basically set right now to where as long as that monitor, as long as that sensor is sending me a signal, I'm leaving it on. There is no
I'm backing up to the idiot button.
Right.
The override, they need exhaust in here because they just brought a tractor in, it's smoking real bad. They want to hit it, get it going. Is that on a timer?
No.
So it runs until I remember for them to come turn it off.
It should be on a 30-minute timer, but we'll look at what.
I need to know which one you're talking about.
So the large general exhaust that's in the space?
The rooftop vent.
Correct.
The rooftop vent is done by building
Power
pressure.
vent, right? Oh, no,
That's
not
all
even-
building pressure.
So that's not even the power vent.
That's not.
Okay, so we're talking large general exhaust within this space.
There are exhaust fans there are a couple that you basically start if you want them started, but the rest of them are all automatic or they're done by the electrical group, which is basically a reverse vacuum thermostat.
And so those that we want on, are they keyed on or are they idiot button on with the timer off at 30 minutes?
I really don't know. Those I don't control. I just monitor status. I don't start stop. If I don't start stop it, then I can't give you a time.
We don't know on that one, or do I need to write it down?
Yeah, we need
So
to,
when I get in the control system, I can just see a status. I can't control it.
Some of them you can control, but most of them you just go see a status.
And that's, everywhere that you have exhaust in the lab, right? As far as the override, the manual,
Right.
I need to turn it on. It just comes on, stays on until somebody does something to tell it to stop.
If it was done by the controls group, that's true. If it's the electrical group, I don't know. The electricians, there's a lot of them that were done by them. I don't know if they have timers on them or not. I just monitor the status of it is all.
So the electricians will give us training on the other exhaust vents.
I believe so. To my knowledge, when they're doing them, primarily they're just going to be on.
Yeah, that's not the way they're designed to be. They're designed to have an idiot button that provides us with hold it in for 5 seconds, it'll run for 30 minutes, and then shut itself off so it's not running 24/7.
Gotcha.
So you talk to them.
Yeah, like in Cypress Lab.
But with these, you're not
No.
wanting to do.
Well, there's supposed to be larger general exhaust in here like we have over in the diesel.
There are some, I think there's at least two in this, at least one in this area, but I think it's up at that mezzanine that runs 24/7. There's a large schedule. I mean, it's probably, overall, I think there's well over 100 exhaust fans throughout the whole. So it
But
just
that
depends
one
on-
runs 24/7 programmable so that I don't have to suck all the heat out of my building if we're not open for business, right?
If it's supposed to be 24/7, I don't, all I do is monitor the status of those.
You're
I don't.
talking like bathrooms, they pretty much gonna run.
I believe that the bathroom fans, I don't really know.
Lights on the boat.
I don't really know. I think those are tied in. That's not part of the control system.
Right, with
Yeah.
our old building, they just run.
Yeah, 1969, they didn't have that control.
All right, we digress.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, we will go to these infrared heaters. There's 4 heaters in this, in S, one at each garage door. They each have a wall thermostat right over here that will control, if it's enabled, will control the output to the heater itself. These are all.
Enabled, that's just in the control package, it's set to be on and then you can control the stat, is that correct?
Yeah, if it's under 50 degrees, you can control it from the stat. Anything above 50 degrees, it will be locked out and you cannot turn these on. And these are natural gas. The regulator is right above the mezzanine stairwell that feeds all 4 heaters in this area. There's pressure taps on each side of that regulator if you ever have an issue with the regulator. Each unit has a valve. Pretty much have your flame rod, spark igniter. Not really much maintenance to these. Just keep the dust buildup down. Pretty maintenance simple. You guys have any questions on the infrared heater?
What's the BTU on?
It varies on size. I would have to see the spec sheet. I can't really look it off the top of my head right now. Okay.
Well, up on the roof, and I don't know if we're going to go on the roof or not.
Okay.
You don't want to go on the roof, do you? Because we're talking, and the best way to see exhaust fans,
Because some are.
we're going to pull a shroud off and see if it's going to be a direct drive or a belt drive. We understand that. The control end of it, being able to see it, is important to me.
Yep.
And I want to work out the timer issue. We'll circle back to the engineers and design people on whether the manual on is then initiates a timer so that it shuts off automatically. Because that's going to be critical to us because the instructor or the student will walk away and forget about it.
Exactly.
And then we're heating the roof and not the room. Right?
The only maintenance points I have on the belt driven is obviously belts, check the sheaves, and the grease points.
They do have jerks, they're all breathable?
Yep. All the belt moving. Direct drive does not have grease ports. It's mainly the VFD drive.
You got any more questions, Jeff? No. Okay, Dan? Anything? Okay. You guys? Good? All right, cool.
All righty.
Next subject.
We have multiple instant hot water heaters throughout the building. You'll hear that contactor click in. You'll get hot water after a couple seconds. And you hear it shut off. The maintenance points on these would be, check the wear on your contactor. And these have 3 to 4 elements in them, depending on the size. If you ever have to change the elements and drain the water, make sure you flow through your hot side before you turn the elements back on, or they will burn up. They're pretty simple units, nothing,
Yeah.
just the contactor and elements.
Nothing unusual there. You have them properly tagged to the breaker that goes back, or it's just fed there and that's the end of it, right?
Just there, and then there's a breaker in the panel.
Right, and that's marked so we can go backward to it, correct?
Yep, if you ever have to get into that disconnect.
Do they have inlet screens on those there?
I'll have to check with our plumber. I believe so.
Well, that Y fitting should have a screen in it, shouldn't it?
Yep. They should all have one.
Well, a lot of the ones like.
Yeah, they have the little insert screen in
at
them.
the unit itself.
So I need to write a note about that?
Up to you, I just was curious.
If you want to know, we gotta write a note to ask.
Looks like the room numbering is incorrect on that one. It just says 1CEC. That should be a 1CEC1 or 1EC2.
That is the panel designation.
Yeah, but it would be located in a room number.
Okay.
So the room number is missing. It's 1CEC, and it's either 1CEC1 or 1CEC2.
Okay.
And then it goes to panel 1, and then E designates an emergency, and it's at circuits 31, 33, 35, but we don't know which room it is. It's either 1 or 2.
Okay, that'll be well, I'll let the electrician know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, we'll go over to
You guys?
the...
Okay, that was good.
All right.
Making sure, circling back around everyone. Call out if you got a question. Yeah. Good, good. You're allowed.
All right, right here is your controller for your ceiling fans. Right through here, it'll say fan 3. To turn these on, just hit play. It will turn on. You adjust the speed by pushing this up or down, and you can alternate between the fans. You can either do it all at once or each fan.
You gonna label those fans? Or do we have to memorize which is 1, 2, and 3?
We will we'll look at those.
I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Somebody
Once
new
they're-
comes in.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. So the arrows take your speed up,
Yeah.
and then left and right changes what? What is that?
Direction.
Direction of the fan?
Yep.
Okay,
These change your fans. You can all, if you want them all on at the same
okay.
time.
Now, which way do you want these fans running at what time? What season?
Really just, you know,
In the wintertime.
runner putting down.
Okay,
because your hot air, you actually want to push them down, pushing the hot air down.
Understood. Okay. Any questions, guys?
And these each have a black VFD. You can see it way up there in the ceiling.
Over here behind the light?
Yeah.
From our view, you gotta step over away from that light to see it. It's on the truss.
Oh, I do
left.
now,
Yep. Okay.
Each fan has one. And they're all interconnected wires.
The VFD report back to control?
No.
Darn.
So are these like, is that here?
What's that?
The controls that low voltage controller?
It's a low voltage here. Yep.
Just my only concern is the kids.
Oh, bumping into it.
Oh, more than bumping into it.
No. We give them hammers and tools.
It's big time here.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep a few in stock.
Huh. Must have changed since I came here.
Or if they make those like those gymnasium cages or something.
Metal one.
Yeah, we could put a box over it of some kind. It's not sensing anything, it's just merely a touchpad. I hate to have a bunch of that junk all over the walls, but
Yeah, we'll see if it becomes an issue.
we'll buy one.
Any other questions on these ceiling fans?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Wait. I do have a question. If they're not on the control system, what controls them to turn off on a fire alarm?
I think, I know they were messing, I believe they shut off with the fire alarm, but don't
No, they
hold me to
will.
that.
They have.
I think they tested that already. That'd be electrician question.
Okay.
Josh?
These guys, they have a monitoring module. You guys can see up in the ceiling here, just above. There's a relay thing that turns all the fans off with the fire alarm.
So that red box right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything resettable in that box that we would,
No.
Okay, so it just goes off when the alarm system clears?
Yes.
Got it. Because that's going to be a problem, you know it will. We're taking bets on when our first fire alarm is in this building.
There's no resetting up there. It'll reset with the fire alarm.
Very good.
Reset on the panel.
All right, we're good on fans. Next.
Fans? All right, we'll go to the mechanical room. Here, we squeeze by you.
Gotta love tools, guys.
Excuse me.
All right.
This is your air handler feeding S-Lab, just a heating coil right here. Return side, obviously, you've got a return damper and an outside air damper. Ron can go over the sequence on those. Here's your filter section. MERV 13 and MERV 8, pre-filters, and MERV 13 is your final 4-inch filter.
You're looking at the line.
Yeah. All the filters come out, obviously, this side.
Chad, any questions on any of this?
I was looking at the freestats resettable, are they manual?
Our controls did those, so that would be a question for Ron.
They're manual reset?
For the first startup,
I don't think they make them.
Basically what is gonna happen is you gotta, if it trips 3 times, that light on the front of the cabinet, it's not labeled yet, but it will be, will light, and then you're gonna manually have to come out and push that button
Right.
before it clears. And And that's going to be on all of your air handlers will have that caveat.
And your guys, like, you're setting a minimum like 10% or 5 on the outdoor.
Outside air, but yeah, typically they get 50, 20, just depends on how many CFM the outside air will require. And then also you have CO2, which plays a role. And then those are probably the two biggest. There is also a demand ventilation, and then there's also, if there's exhaust fans running. So like, I think this one has, I think, 3 or 4 that we add air if the exhaust fans are running. So it depends on the combination of those as to how many CFM the unit's delivering.
Where is the CO2 and what's the set point on that right now?
They're out in the lab, I do believe, and then the set point on it, I think, I'd have to look at it, but I believe that it's 800.
800 is normal.
I think that's the number, but I have to.
And that's adjustable by us in the program?
Everything's adjustable, yeah.
Good.
There will be on, my plan is when I do the graphics, is to put all this type of thing into a page where you can go and set all those. There'll be the normal setup, and then there'll be like special set points that if you want to tweak them, you can.
Yeah. Out here, it probably would not be likely we would ever change CO2, but it's nice to know that it can be.
Yes, the intention is to make, it's required to be adjustable.
Okay, very good.
All right, your supply fans located in here. Direct drives, no belts. These motors do not have grease bolts. Yep, the bearings. Pretty maintenance free.
Well, the thing I was thinking probably for you is all the smoke heads now, are they reset with the magnet or are they auto? Like,
Smoke detectors?
yeah, on the smoke heads over there.
I believe that they ought to reset.
Okay.
Everything shuts down with the smoke detector.
Right, you know how the old ones you reset with the magnet?
Yeah, I've seen them, but I've not messed with them. But I believe that my opinion was it's supposed to be automatic.
Okay.
But I don't think that's.
Each mech room has a unit heater as well on the heating line. Fan in the back. Do you control those, Ron?
Yes.
Temperature?
So those typically will come on at, I think it's 65 is what it says. And then you have like a dead band, and then there's an exhaust fan that if it goes above 80 will come on.
Right.
And there's our adjustable. I'm sorry, but will be adjustable for the second.
I believe that's all the equipment in here. Any further questions?
Obviously, roof patch.
Yep. And this will get to all the exhaust fans that are in S, and you have another patch, I guess, to PNR.
Any questions, you guys? You good? All right.
Roof hatch has railings, right?
Should have one
They
on
were
the back.
installing those today.
Yeah, okay.
The mini split next.
Probably be at black though.
We'll do a mini split
You got
next.
my keys.
Huh?
You got my keys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not locked.
I'm gonna have to be this one's in here so I can record you. Huh?
You can stand over there.
Yep, that's where you're going.
Oh, like what the mean behind
Yeah.
here? Oh, the main split?
Yeah, and then he split here.
I'm gonna clean the door with
I can
Yeah.
actually come out
Yeah.
there if you want.
it. I'm not. He has a laptop open here, so.
What's that?
Yeah, before
Each data room has a mini split in each room. This is one, it does not have a condensate pump directly. Gravity drain makes it nice. There is a filter right at top, washable filter. wash it, leave it out for about half hour, and then put it back in. Condenser is right above the mechanical room. It does have a low ambient wind baffle. These things will work down to, with the wind baffle, I believe -5.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good now. Daikin, I've installed many of these. They're pretty solid units. The thermostat's directly behind you. I believe our controls just monitors all the temperature adjustment is done by that
So
thermostat.
you currently have it set on 70.
Yeah.
Is it capable of running this room down to 65 and maintaining?
Yes. Yep.
Because that's where we'll need to be.
Anything below 65, I've found causes issues
Yeah,
with the unit over time.
right.
Flooding back.
Yep. And the only maintenance issue would be obviously cleaning your condenser coils
Absolutely.
and your filter, but these are pretty simple
Yeah,
units to
it's
maintenance.
a nice unit to put in a room like this. It really is. But
What about
it's just going to be a matter of how much heat's
Mitsubishis or-
generated off
Yeah,
this.
yeah, those are the top two in my opinion. Mitsubishi. and
Yeah.
Daikin.
There's enough concrete here. It shouldn't.
Yeah, shouldn't really be struggling in this
Yeah,
room.
the concrete will hold the cool temperature for you. So.
So Chad, can you, that switch that's to the right of that split system, can you read the label on that at all?
No, I'm kind of blind.
Okay.
It's to take a picture of it and blow it up with your fingers.
I
thing?
see 479, I think. I can't read it.
All right. I just want to see whether there's on the emergency, like all the switches in here. You got an E in it?
No,
No.
that would need to come back to the emergency.
Do you know if it's an emergency? I just want to see on both.
There's a ladder right here, Tyler.
I can't even tell. It's all blurry.
6-footer.
Yeah, it needs to be on the right.
6-footer right here.
That's what I want to make sure, because no sense in having all the computer equipment.
Oh, really? Off the emergency power? That would not be a good time. It is MZC 109.
Nope, that is not emergency.
M. Victor?
Yeah.
And
It's
Z is
Zeus.
in,
Yes.
or Z, I'm sorry.
MZ
Mez, mezzanine.
109, you said?
C109.
Okay.
This unit, by the way, you might be familiar with the Mitsubishis. Like, you send power to the condenser, and you
Right.
take that power back to the indoor unit. These are fed from 2 different panels, and it has a low voltage wire that communicates between the two. It don't communicate through high voltage.
So is that 110 then? That
This one, I think it's still 208.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make 110. I don't know if they're any good.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically don't run the Daikin down below 68, basically. Or will
65,
we start to
yeah.
flood? Oh, 65, flood back.
I mean, not to say this run isn't really long, but just to save future
Right.
issues. A lot of IT people like hanging meat in these rooms for some reason.
That'll only be an issue if he loads this rack with something in the future and it creates a lot of heat.
Not right now.
But at that point, we have to
Tomorrow.
look at the temperature on the unit.
We'll be adding a mini split.
I mean, I'm thinking it's 68 when it's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That one should be because
Yeah, we do it. Here, you use this one. It's
My understanding that that'll be the last place to go out.
How many cabinet unit heaters are there? 3 or 4?
I think there's 4.
That's up tomorrow. I mean, that's on Monday.
yeah, they have actually been out before.
Hey, how many cabinet unit heaters are there? 3 or 4?
The sidewalk goes this way, so road to no.
Yeah, these things.
There's 30.
Three of them.
You might be allowed here and there. It's gonna be fine.
We have 3 cabinet unit heaters in this hallway, one here, one at that corner, and one halfway down the other corridor. These just have a air filter, direct drive fan motor, and you guys are controlling the set points on these as well.
So the control C that does everything with it?
And then we're able to see it on the controls, see whether it's running, not running, or
there will be a graphic for it.
Obviously, we'll just be toggling that off at a certain point and walking away from it. Kind of old school, but it's on the computer, it's like on the cabinet heaters. Chad, any questions on those? What's the white thing with the blue light flashing up there? Checking flow, water flow, what is that?
That's our control valve. So
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean, checking water flow. Chad, you see that? That's the flow for the water.
You know it's gonna happen. Yeah, Hershey's lab students. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll have to deal with the idiot light as we have to deal with the
I'm good.
All right.
I think my staff is.
Is it Chad? Who's Chad?
Chad's right here.
Just an FYI, at the other end of this hallway right down there, there's another one. There's a controller inside of these, and it controls the wall louver that's up above the drop ceiling.
Oh, gotcha.
Just an FYI.
Okay.
In case you're always wondering, what's controlling that?
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
More elaborate than what we have.
Yes, but it's.
I have no idea. I know there are other places, but I don't know if they're there or not.
Brent said was there to the left of the ceiling is a radiant heating panel. Right there.
So radiant panel heaters in the so anywhere we got an outside put up concrete wall, you'll find that radiant heater panel for storage rooms and lab, anywhere that's put up concrete.
It's hydronic or electric?
Hydronic.
So to access where the rain inside that side, is there going to be any indication of that as we go through the building so we don't have to count?
Yeah, they're going to be labeled.
I would not want them putting the 5 barrels of oil that they're going to put there.
And you have to move them to get.
They're going to put them there, that's where they go.
Exactly. Yeah, that, all this one, sorry, your sticks.
That's,
Shoving boys away.
That has its own, I'd have to ask Ron, that probably does your VPV, that feeds that grill.
so what controls that?
I'm sorry.
What controls the heating panel?
It should be the space.
It does that in the grill over there?
It'll basically control it.
Okay.
If there's a VAV there, I don't know without being able to see it.
I think it was fed from the roof behind.
So then, you think that diffuser was fed
Squeeze past.
it's being monitored by another room, and that's just making sure that.
Supplemental heat, you got this that controls the VAV box, and that's if there's supplemental to wash the wall or
I
chill.
understand that, what's controlling?
It's going off this stat. Both.
You have two different types of, two different units working on one. I want to know.
Yeah,
Hey, I just need to know.
controls, I wish I could tell you, that's why he's here.
But I don't want the heater coming on.
Oh, yeah, no.
In the middle of summer because the room's too cold.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Down anyways.
You got that roof done?
Yeah.
they actually have the gas and
I'll be an electrician.
Yeah. First lab.
March 2nd.
We have more exhaust fans, just like the same. There's actually a starter with your handoff auto switch.
Okay.
That's what those will look like. We didn't look at those in the previous section. Another infrared heater, pretty much the same control sequences. We can go up and take a look at the air handler, but it's just like the air handler in S.
I don't need a repeat performance unless Chad wants to go see something peculiar.
Okay.
And everyone's direct drive, just like.
Yeah, direct drive filter. That's the only one that's different in this building is P.
Okay.
The plumbers will do the compressors with us, or?
probably the air compressors. The factory came out and started up today, and they had a fitting that failed from the factory, so he's trying to fix it right now. The paint booth, we didn't install that. We just ran gas to it. I don't know if you guys are going to have another training seminar with installing.
Is that standalone? It's not on any kind of, the heat's not on any system, it just does its thing?
Yep, it is a separate unit altogether.
I call that an appliance, it's fine.
Another ball of wax.
I'll shoot.
I'm good.
Good? Everybody else good in here?
You good?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was gonna say there's 2 water heaters. Oh, there it is.
Right. This is vet tech. Yeah, backside of vet tech. Yeah.
Right above the ceiling, you'll see this little LED light indicator. This is your dryer vent booster fan.
Okay.
It's actually located on the other side of the wall. This is just in the space when I turn this dryer on. If that's blinking green, it's good to go. Anytime it blinks red or is a solid red, they should not use the dryer, and check the capacitor on the blower vent fan, power, or if there's a clog in the line. The LED takes a pressure reading differential and verifies that the fan is actually running and there's no clog in the line going up to the roof.
Thank you, Randy.
So these kids who are doing this or whoever.
They're not gonna look up at
They're
that.
gonna have to look
Yeah,
up.
they're gonna have to look up every time.
There's not, it's not idiot proof.
Well, we'll try. I mean, if it's not working, we're gonna know right away. And you'll probably call us. And
Then
we'll-
this clog a bunch, or they're gonna get, oh, this,
Yeah,
It's
he's
so
saying
steamy
don't
there,
use it. What goes wrong if that's flashing
Oh, that's
red
right, go out
and you
of the dryer.
do use it?
One more time.
If that light is flashing red and a kid comes in here in a hurry, they turn it on, they don't look up because they don't. Well, what happens when they hit the start button? What problem does that cause if that's not where it needs to be?
Burn it up, smell it.
Burn up, I guess. The towels or clothes, whatever they're going to be drying in here, probably wouldn't get dry.
Okay.
They'd stay damp. And then hopefully that would raise a flag to them, and maybe be like, oh, that's red. I need to, check the capacitor, check, the incoming power to this
So
thing.
what we're gonna do when we deliver that washer dryer unit, we're gonna put a
label on.
sign on there, check status lights above.
Yeah, before you hit start, do you see a green light in the ceiling?
Yes.
If not, call.
Right, because I don't want to burn something up if it's just simply cleaning the
Yeah.
vent.
Yeah.
A label right on the top dryer door.
You got it.
It just says,
And it's eye level
Yep.
on this unit, so note to self here.
Now that, since you're getting a signal from that, is that like some high-tech, low-voltage motor, or is that,
It's a 120 volt motor, and it has its own transforming size, and it sends 24 volts back over
we
here.
can readily get it?
Yeah, mine. It has its own control panel on the motor itself, and it has a capacitor as well.
and local supply houses should have that part.
The capacitor, yeah, any local supply house will have it. You have 2 of these in this building, the other one's in the dog washing area.
Okay. Page 3.
I'm not good at driving the lift.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we were talking about. I'm not good at driving the lift. I'm a programmer. We're not supposed to be good at driving the lift.
Picture 85 is gonna be here, that theater will be here, 75 done, but then the expansion. After these going, yep.
One dude's I almost said a bad word on the owner training video. I said I almost said a bad word.
You can stop recording when we're walking.
Keep it going. I can't wait for that. I gotta get in here so I can record you.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
There you go. Let's see if that's on emergency as well. Don't see it labeled at all.
The only difference between these two, they're the same tonnage as, this one's the same tonnage as that one. The only difference in this one is it has an external condensate pump. I don't know if you guys ran across these. Take the cover off, take this out, and clean your screen, dump out whatever, clean all the mildew off this float switch and everything, and it pumps above the ceiling and comes down to this. You can see it condensate down here.
Yep.
What's it doing?
It's just a baby condensate pump.
Right, why is it pumped up to return to basically washer boxes below?
I don't know. That's the way. I guess they wanted it.
Anyway, you label it.
We're afraid of flooding.
In my past, you never use a pump to empty water.
I agree.
That's why you read that, bro.
Exactly.
That doesn't say that. I had to tone it out.
Dynamic
It's not legal.
What's that?
There's a label. Plug it in right up there.
He can hit stop.
You always feel natural gas when we walk into this room?
Natural.
regulators dumping somewhere.
Well, the regulators here should be dumping outdoors.
Alrighty. Behind us here are the 3 hot water pumps for hydronic system. 3 sports on them. Each has their own VFD over on the wall right over here. And they are all off the building automation system as well. And those go off demand, correct?
Yeah, there'll be a rotation as it goes. I believe that it's 400 hours is what I got in my head, but I have to look.
As far as which one is lead, lag?
Yes, it'll be a lead lag.
So that's programmed in by hours?
That's all programmed in. It'll also be done, typically we do it via schedule as well, so that we make sure that it tries to happen from Monday from 9 to 5. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, so that it doesn't happen on a weekend.
That's what we're here.
Just in case, exactly. Just in case there's an issue, we don't want you the unit not to be running at all or not circulating, just in case. So we typically try to do that just as a...
Does it? I mean, we're lead lag, so if the first one doesn't fire, how long are we sitting idle until the second one realizes it needs to run to keep up?
Right now, the spec says 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is going to be the time. And it's set up right now to where basically if one did fail, it would try to go to the second and then the third. So it's also self-healing. So that if one didn't fire, but now it will, it'll turn off, it'll come back to where number one's the lead, and then, so.
Will that bring up boiler alarm then if it fails, or no?
If the boiler fails?
No, if the pump fails, will bring an alarm?
Yes.
And what's the capacity here? How many pumps will it take to run us at 70% building capacity?
I have not the slightest idea.
We want to know if we need all 3 to stay open.
This is sized so that it'll feed 66% of the entire thing.
So we're 2/3.
Right.
Okay.
Same temperature.
So it might be a little cooler, but we'll be all right. Okay, got it.
All right, I guess we'll get a a little bit deeper into the room.
Oh, you're good.
These are 3 RBI heat net boilers. They work off of lead and lag. This is the master. This will always be the master. And it goes 2 and 3. The biggest, there's low water cutoffs in the back of each boiler, resettable. The gas pressure is resettable too on each. There's 2 valves. And at the bottom compartment down here, you got your 2 Honeywell burner controllers right here. You guys have the display plug into these.
We have an interface now. If they are all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay.
So you can see,
Very familiar.
faults and everything.
We'll have to grab our old interface. It snaps into here off the old boilers before we demo.
And then your high limits. Do you guys typically service your boilers, or does a contractor typically come in?
Contractor.
Okay. Well,
Made BTUs for us.
now the biggest maintenance issues, like for you guys to handle, there's a combustion air filter in the back. I can show you where that is. And the acid rocks, change those every year. But that might be done by the contractor. Air filter's actually in this cabinet right here. There's a clip on each side. Take that out, pull it out. Yep.
You say do that yearly?
The filter I do 2 times a year. Yep. And have, combustion test done 1 to 2 times a year. Your typical maintenance on a condensing gas drops. Once a year. Yep. And each one should have a gas shut off. And a regulator. And the flue and the intake air comes straight above us on the roof. And they have their own inline recirculating pumps as well. Each recirculating pump, and it goes off the demand on your boiler. It'll increase in speed when the higher the demand.
Wow, I've never seen that.
And these are directly wired into there, so you can check your speed of your pump off of here, and I
see gauges.
take the panel off.
You don't have to 20 years.
You can see, through this one, you can actually see, the fire tube. These have a front exchanger and a back exchanger. Well, they're taking off 20 screws.
Yeah.
Came away.
Yeah.
But Ron might be able to tell you more about the alarms and what they will see on the building automation. So I'll pass it over to him.
Yeah, so basically we're sticking to the boiler network over BACnet. So when there's alarms or anything like that, it'll all be listed on the graphic. So basically the graphic will show all 3 of them. It'll light up and show you that number 1 is on. It'll show you number 2 is the lead. Whatever's the lead, it'll show you who's in the lead. It'll show you who's operating, and then also like the fire rate is something that typically we put on. And what that'll say is basically how hard the boiler's working.
How often do they rotate the lead out?
I don't know right offhand what they're set up to do right now.
I would have to get, this was factory startup, I can get with those. That guy has information.
Typically, does that run off of hours though, hours of operation?
Yeah.
Typically that's what happens.
And if one
It can
fails,
be a
just like
factory, I just kind of wanted to know what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's set up for right off. I don't want to give you the wrong information.
No, that's fine.
Each of these have a display.
The pump on the boiler changes,
You will see the secondary pumps, but you will not see you will not see the primary pumps unless I can pick them up over backnet. My understanding was that they said that the signal would be so small that we would never see it when we tried to put a CP
So
on.
basically, if the pump goes out, we'll get an alarm on the boiler.
I believe that you will. I need to verify
You
that.
have a water flow problem.
Yep.
You have water flow, it'll show up somewhere, but
Right.
And that's pretty much sealed, there's no maintenance on that pump.
No.
no, it's a,
Chad, why don't you step up here and take a look at what the screen has go up there?
yeah.
Each one you can see what like right here, master is running at 32%. This is just a general.
I'm sorry, you're fine.
Set point, your header temp and everything, right on this screen right here. You can actually dig deeper and go to each boiler. This is the master boiler. See the set points, you know, the percentages modulating that. And you go through, just like I said, your outdoor temp, header, supply and return temp, and the status with all your switches and what is actually running. If it's failed, it will be in red.
Not going to lock that screen out, or can you come in there and keep it?
Like tweak like change the set points. Yeah, there's you have to enter a passcode, factory passcode.
If you'll give that to us,
Yep.
we'll just turn over. You know, for the first 2 years, everybody that works here is going to have heated his room probably.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised.
People come sticky fingers.
They think it's a thermostat, they're going to turn the heat up in the room.
But it will be under control of the building management system. You'll be able to do it remotely as well. You won't have to come in here and do it. You want to set everything.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's somebody will come in and want to see what.
Yeah, those are pretty buttons.
Oh, it's color display.
Alrighty.
Everybody okay?
Okay, I guess we'll go to the air handler then. This air handler feeds all the classrooms throughout the building. You will see you have your 2 exhaust direct rod fans back here. They're exhausting right out here through the
You're
stamper.
fine.
They're kind
So
of
we built it to exhaust rather than intake at ground level because of snow that comes off that roof and piles there.
that's a good idea. And then down at this end, you got your supply fans. There's your supply duct all the way at the end. So air will actually come through this way. Your heating and chill coil is down there as well. Filter section 2, right before the coil. Any questions on this air handler?
Well, you don't put any labels on those doors, or do we have to play the game show host?
We can put labels on the door.
I appreciate that.
Filters and
Yeah, it just would help us moving forward.
yeah, that's no problem.
There's a lot of doors
Or you
there.
can just follow the ductwork.
You could. What are you going to tell the guy at Dayton Reliable Air Filters?
Right, who doesn't have a
He
background
doesn't
there.
even put the side of the rooftop unit back
He
on.
should know, though. I said he should know. Didn't say he would know.
He's got that on. He filmed it.
That's right. Give it to Dayton Reliable after he does.
Let's see, one of our stickers is coming down.
Okay, yeah, we'll address that. You guys have any questions over this air handler, or? I don't think so.
It all shows up on the
Building automation.
building automation. At some point, I'm going to ask a question that's going to throw you into the ditch, and I want Randy nearby. We were told that the lighting system will play in the sandbox with this system for the purpose of occupancy.
Yes.
Now, I want to know how that works, and Randy wants to know how that works.
So basically, I think it was 2 days ago, I spoke with the gentleman that was here to install the lighting system, and over BACnet, he's going to send me commands, or what room's occupied, what room's not occupied. So there will be the schedule that basically sets everything up. And my understanding is if a room is, there's people in a room, everything's fine. If everybody leaves the room for a certain amount of time, then we basically go into a different mode, slightly different mode, and start depends on if it's hot or cold, adjusting the temperature as necessary to let it save energy, basically, is what it boils down to.
But say that we have it scheduled off for Saturday and suddenly last minute thing, people are going to be in here, will your lights over?